Hey worlders, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and I already filmed this video and I lost all the footage. Today I am going to be filming the YouTube Authortube newbie tag. I believe that's what it's officially called. I don't really know. I was a while ago watching, I still watch it all the time, but I was watching Kate Kavanaugh's channel and I was watching an old video of hers which was the introduction to Authortube from like 2 years ago, and I was like, I really want to answer those questions. So I tagged myself and here we are getting ready to film the Authortube tag again because I lost all the original footage. So let's get started. As always, I do have the questions on my phone, so if I'm looking down or holding my phone up and reading, that's why. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? The first person I watched that was a quote-unquote like Authortuber is also a quote-unquote booktuber, and it is Haley in Bookland. She is also, I think, one of the first booktubers I watched. But last year she was writing like 2 books. I think she finished 2 books in 2018, which is amazing. And she's currently, from what I know, querying or has queried and has an agent on one of the books, so that's really cool too. But I watched her and subscribed to her for a while, but when she was preparing to do NaNoWriMo 2018, that's when I really was like, oh cool, and I really got hooked to her channel and I really started watching her. Because of that, I got hooked on Katie Weismer's videos, and she really drew me in to Authortube, and I don't know, I really like her writing vlogs. Every time I watch a writing vlog or a writing update from her, all I want to do is like exit out of YouTube and like go write other stuff. And then because of her, I started watching Kate Kavanaugh, which is where I got this video idea. And like, I want to be Kate's best friend. We're both writers, we're both huge Disney fans. Like, I feel like we'd be great friends. And then I also am a big fan of By the Brook, or Books by Brooke or something. Yeah, By the Brook. Really like her as well. So that is how I kind of got into Authortube. Number 2, what genre do you write in? So I actually have a bulletin board that you guys will see in an upcoming vlog, or a vlog that's already passed. I don't know when I'm posting them, but it's a bulletin board and it's where I put my story ideas, and I have like a story key. So I have a color that is adult contemporary, I have a YA story, and I have a historical and paranormal one, as well as an other category. I will say that the majority of my books and book ideas are contemporary and YA, but I do have, like, I really want to find a haunted location whose history intrigues me enough to kind of write a like paranormal investigator type series, like a detective, like, you know, like those like standard detective series where like it's the same detective and all of it and it's just a bunch of different mysteries. I kind of want to do that, but with like a paranormal twist. I don't know. It's like, it'd have to be like, I'd have to find the right first story to kind of jump it off. So to really answer that question, I would say YA or adult contemporary is my main focal interest, if that makes sense. I don't read fantasy. Fantasy is just too big of a concept for me. I don't have any interest at the moment in writing like action or anything like that. But that's also why I have that other category on my inspiration board, because maybe one day I will come up with a perfect idea to do that. What is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? So I guess with category of story they mean children's, YA, new adult, etc. This changes for me by the story, but I do really like, for adult contemporary, I really like to write stories about characters that have some form of history with one another. So part of the book is written in present tense and part of it's written in past tense with flashbacks. But it really depends. It depends on the story. It depends on how the story is going to work out and all of that. It really just depends. I do primarily write in first person. I can't really think of anything I've written in third person. I wrote a short story in college in second person, and I was told it was cliche because it was about having writer's block, but I had writer's block and that's all I wanted to write about, so there's that. And I thought it was kind of creative and clever. I wish I could find it somewhere because I really liked it, and I feel like if I was ever going to do those videos of like reading old works, that's what I would read. Question number 4. Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I, for the past, have always kind of been a pantser, and then I took a step back recently and I really wasn't happy with a work in progress that I had. I actually have a whole video up. I will link it on whatever side. And I talk a little bit in that, but about why I want to try to become, or I want to not become, I want to try being a plotter. I didn't know how to outline. None of my creative writing classes teach you how to outline. They teach you other things, but they don't teach you the art of outlining. At least the ones I took. I shouldn't speak for all creative writing classes. And I started doing research and I found a connection to the snowflake method. And I know that a lot of people, this is my current work in progress, is the first one I'm doing the snowflake method on, and right now I love it. Maybe in 6 months I'll hate it, but right now I love it. And I know people say all the time how you, like, each story might have a different form of outlining. So as of right now, I'm going with that I'm a plotter, because that's what I am in real life. I'm a plotter in real life. Sometimes, actually in real life I'm probably a plantser, but I want to be a plotter. Number 6. What publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? If you are not yet published, what is your dream publishing house or literary agent? I am not. Well, I am currently published. I do have a poem out in a anthology, so I really can't say that I'm not published, but I am not, like, I don't have a novel published anywhere. I haven't done a lot of research into what I'm looking into when it comes to publishing. There are ones that I like stick out in my mind, like I know who like HarperCollins is and stuff like that, but I haven't done enough research on it yet. I'll probably do more research when I think I'm closer to querying on work than right now when I'm not, because if I start research now, that's all I'm going to think about, and right now I need to think about my book so that I can eventually query to a company that I research. Does that make sense? Does anyone else's brain work like that? Like if they skip steps, they like don't do the steps that they're skipped. Like they don't go back and do them. They like lose motivation. Like they have to do it in the right order. I don't know. Number 7. What Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? You can definitely find writing updates. I want to try to do some more writing vlogs because I find motivation in those. I'm not really sure what else. My channel has never really had a niche, and I don't necessarily want it to have a niche. So I want to try to get more content out on my channel, but if it's not all the same, it's not related to the same thing, I'm kind of okay with that. So I don't know what to expect. I never know when my next video is going to go out, so I can't really tell you what to expect. Does that make sense? I keep asking you if that makes sense. I feel like you could take a shot every time I say that and you'd have a pretty good buzz by the end of this video. Question 8. When did you start writing? I actually found a copy of my first completed short story. It was from middle school, and it's when I had a crush on a boy and I wrote us a new version of the same love story. Where I wrote us a love story for two people who were never going to be together. Like, I had a crush, he didn't. Wow, I'm a little embarrassed that I just shared that. It's okay. But that, I found it recently. It sucked. But that's like the first thing I really... Oh wait, nope. I think in 5th grade I tried to write a knockoff mashup of Harry Potter and Halloween Town, but I was calling it my own idea. Like, it wasn't like I was writing fan fiction. I was like, no, this is different enough. But I've definitely been writing forever. I remember writing like a screenplay about a girl who was dying. I wrote the crush story. I have tried writing television shows. I have tried writing novels. I've done poetry. Like, writing is just like ingrained in me. Like I need to write. Number 9, what was the first story you ever wrote? I'm gonna go with it being the mashup of Harry Potter and Halloween Town that I just was talking about. I think that was the first one I ever wrote because I want to say I was in like 4th or 5th grade and I had just learned how to format essays. So it was like you had the introduction and then you learned how you need to have like the 3 middle paragraphs with the 3 evidence and then you have the conclusion, and I tried to outline said novel like that. Actually, I think that's the first one I tried to outline. I think I only outlined chapter 1, and my little 4th or 5th grade brain was like, this is how you outline, this is how you have to outline, and couldn't figure out why it didn't work. And then I think the next one that I wrote was my crush story. I think that was the next one that I wrote that really was full. It was like 6 or 7 pages. It was a real story. So I'm gonna give both of those credit as being the first one. Yeah. Number 10, what authors have inspired you the most? This is a weird question for me because like when I think of my favorite author, I think of Lucy Maud Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables, which is my all-time favorite book series. It's my all-time favorite movie, the one with Megan Fellows from Canadian Public Television. Love that movie. And part of it is that I love Anne and Gilbert. Like their relationship is favorite fictional relationship ever.
Hey, carrot. Carrot. I do like carrots.
How dare you!
Anne Shirley, what is the meaning of this?
And so I always think of her when people ask me who my favorite author is, but now she doesn't live in this world. I don't actually know a lot about, or she lives in this world, or she lived in this world, but she's like long gone. But I don't know a lot about her career or her childhood or anything like that, so I can't really say that she inspires me the most. She wrote my favorite love story, but that's about it. Right now, I'm a huge fan. I always have loved Jenny Han. She is someone I go to time and time again. She's the first author I followed on social media. I follow K.A. Tucker. I've never read a book by her yet, but I follow her. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. There's a lot of authors who I love their work, but I don't know enough about their outside areas, and I think that's something that I need to start working on because I can't, I mean I can, but I think it's weird to dream about being something without having people you look up to, if that makes sense. Do you schedule your writing sessions or do you simply write or simply get writing whenever you find the time? For a long time I was doing like 5-hour writing sessions 1 day a week at a Starbucks. Since I decided to take it a little more serious, I'm trying something a little different where during the week I try to shoot for like 30 minutes after work or on my break, and then on the weekends I do one shorter writing day and one longer, unless I have like big plans on the weekends. So right now that's kind of what it is, and it's like loosely scheduled. So like today's Saturday and I know tomorrow, I normally do my big writing day on Sunday because I don't normally have plans on Sunday. So like Sunday this week is going to be like the 5-hour. I'm going to go to Starbucks and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to write because that is my favorite place to write. I think that's a question coming up. And then today it's 4 o'clock and I still know I want to do a 2-hour writing session. I'll probably do it as soon as I finish filming. There's actually a By the Brook live stream that I'm going to watch and I'm going to write using that, or outline I should say. So I kind of schedule, I kind of don't. I have like a plan more than anything. Do you type on a computer, a typewriter, write everything out by hand, or a blend of those? And what do you write in general? Where do you write in general? So I do use my computer. I have a MacBook, it's somewhere. I take it most places with me. I take it to work with me like every day, even if I know I'm not gonna use it. And I write on that. When I do revisions, I do like writing out my revisions. I think just because it's easier to read, and I like to do them out on paper and then just retype the draft. So that's what I do for revisions. So I guess it's a blend of both. And then in general, my favorite place to write in the world is in public. Libraries, coffee shops. I used to write at work. I work in a school system and I worked like split shifts, and I would write on my breaks like in the cafeteria. I just like writing in public because I focus better in public. Otherwise, if I'm in my house, I write at my dining room table sometimes. Sometimes I write on the couch. Sometimes I write on the living room floor while I watch TV. And sometimes I write in my room. But I do like to be at a table, preferably, or have a table-like contraption. And number 13, what do you look forward to now that you are part of Authortube? I think the biggest thing is I really want to make some like Authortube friends. I have one person who I absolutely love writing with. She is, or talking to about writing. She's a bookstagrammer. Her name is Kelsey Green. Her bookstagram is like painting with voices. I'll link her down below. And she's like my favorite person to bounce off ideas off of. She's like my writing go-to person. But I definitely know that when I get to like beta stages and stuff, I'm gonna want to go to more than one person. So I definitely want to make some friends. And I also want to inspire people. I think it's kind of cool how Katie Weismer always makes me want to write after I watch her videos. Like, I get so inspired by her. And I feel like if I could do that to someone else, like, that would be pretty cool. That was my introduction to Authortube. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, I don't know when my next video will be posted, but if you want to keep up to date with me on a more up-to-date time frame, is that the right word? You can follow any of my socials. They all use the same username. It's at Judy_Judy94. I have Instagram, Pinterest. I don't know why I mentioned that, but I do. Twitter and Snapchat. A few samples just came up on the screen. I hope you guys had a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, worlders. I think that's enough of the answer, right? I don't know. But yeah, that was my intro to Bookstagram, or not Bookstagram, what? I just cracked my knuckles.